In this lesson, we're going to take a look at scatter plots and we're going to interpret the data, looking for the correlation and making some predictions. So first of all, let's take a look at what a scatter plot is. A scatter plot is a graph. Notice we have below a scatter plot and it's a graph with points plotted that show a correlation. Between two sets of data, and basically a correlation is a relationship. All right, example number 1, how do I determine the correlation in a scatter plot? Remember we said that correlation is the same thing as the relationship. So let's take a look at these first two and notice how they're going up from left to right. We know that from learning the slope that means that it is going to be a positive relationship or a positive correlation. And notice that these two right here, that they're going down from left to right, and so we know that that's going to be a negative correlation or a negative relationship. And notice that the relationship in the middle, that there's no real rhyme or reason. This is going to be a no correlation. All right, then going to the two graphs on the left, notice that they're both going up in a positive direction, but one of them is a tighter line than the other. What this means is that this is going to be a strong positive, and then the one where they're not quite as close together, this is going to be a weak positive correlation. And then our two on the right here, notice that one is stronger than the other. So let's say that this is a strong negative. And then the one furthest on the right here, this is going to be a weak negative relationship. All right, so now we're going to determine the correlation of the following relationships. Take a look up at this graph that we had here and notice that we have the weight. As the weight is increasing, so is their height. So we would say that this is a positive relationship because the taller somebody is, the bigger shoe size they would typically have. And so we've got their height versus the shoe size. We would assume that somebody that is taller would have a bigger shoe size, and so we're going to say that that is a positive relationship. Now, how about the number of pets owned versus someone's height? Well, I don't think that there would be any relationship between how many pets you have and your height, so this would be a no correlation. Now, I'd like for you to take a look at the next two. Determine if you think their relationship is going to be a positive, negative, or no correlation. Pause the video and then come back and take a look to see how you did. All right, so number 3, it says the time playing video games versus your grades. Well, I would surely assume that the more time you spend doing playing video games, the less you're concentrating on your schoolwork. So I would guess that that would be a negative correlation. And then your height of a tree versus the number of years planted. Well, I would assume that the longer a tree has been planted, that the height would increase. So that would be a positive relationship. All right, example number 2, how do I identify the line of best fit? So first of all, we're going to plot the data and then we'll draw the line of best fit. And so notice we have these scores. We've got the number of hours studied and then the score. And so let's take a look at the first one here. What we have is somebody that studied 2.5 hours. They had a score of 68. So we're going to go to the 2.5, which is between the 2 and the 3, and then we'll go up to the 68. All right, our next one then, somebody studied for 0.5 hours, which is like a half hour, and they scored a 95. So that would be up here between the 90 and the 100. And then somebody studied 4 hours, they scored a 98. So we would go over to the 4, up to the 98. So now I'd like for you to pause the video and continue to plot these points. And then when you're done, resume the video and then we can continue talking about it. So hopefully your points that you've plotted looks very similar to what I've just plotted here. And now let's go ahead and answer some questions about the scatter plot. It says for letter A, what is a correlation between the number of hours spent studying and the test score? Well, the correlation, remember, is a relationship. And notice here that as the number of hours spent studying increased, so did the test score. So this is a positive relationship or positive correlation, because as the number of hours you studied increased, so did the test scores. Now, the next question is asking us about the line of best fit. And we have not talked about the line of best fit. The line of best fit is a line that we place within our data, and we try to get the same amount of points above that line and below the line, and also as many points as we can on the line. And so if we were to write or draw a line of best fit, I would probably draw it somewhere right in here. And notice I've got some data that's below it, I've got some that's above it, and it's not going to be perfect, but you'd have something pretty close to that. Now, based on the line of best fit, determine what you would expect to get if you studied for 2 hours. Well, if I come and I go to the 2 hours, and I go up to my graph, I'm going to expect to score about a 70. And then it says to identify any outliers. You may have learned about the word outlier last year. The outlier is a piece of data that sets itself really far apart. It's either like a lot bigger, it's a lot smaller than the rest of the data that you have. And so take a look right here. We've got this person that studied for half an hour and they scored a 95. Notice how it just sets itself apart, because the other people that scored in their 90s, they studied for about 4 hours. And so our outlier is right here. It's a piece of data that is a lot bigger or a lot smaller from the rest of it. And so our outlier then would be the 0.5, so they studied for half an hour and they scored 95. That would be our outlier, would be right there. For letter D, it says, if the data 1.5, 65, 2.5, 75, and 1.150 were added to the scatter plot, would that strengthen or weaken the correlation? Well, let's go ahead and take a look. I'm going to just plot these in a different color. So 1.5, 65. All right, so we'd be right about right here. And then 2.5, 75. Oh, we'd be about right here. And 150, we'd be right here. Well, those pieces of data, they're pretty close to that line that I drew for the line of best fit. So I would say that those 3 points would strengthen. Now, I would like for you to plot the next 3 points and then determine if you think that these are going to strengthen or weaken the correlation. So pause the video, plot these 3 points, and then let's come back and check your work. All right, so taking a look at these points that have been plotted here, notice how they're not super close. I mean, they're not horribly off, but they're not super close. And so this would weaken the correlation. All right, so now let's take a look at the next scatter plot. It has the amount of time spent babysitting and then the amount of money that you would earn. And it would be what we'd expect. It's going up in a positive relationship. And so it's asking you then, what is the relationship or the correlation between the number of hours spent babysitting and the amount of money earned? And before we do that though, let's go ahead and let's just draw our line of best fit. So I'm going to come right in here someplace. I think that's probably close enough. Maybe it could have gone down a little bit, but I think we're good enough. All right, and it's a positive relationship. Really what it is the amount of time, as the amount of time increases, the money increases. But let's call it, just so we don't have to write so much, just say it's a positive relationship. Now, it's an asking if there are any outliers. Well, there's not a bunch of obvious. I guess if I were to pick an outlier, I would probably pick maybe this one and maybe, I don't know, the other ones I feel like are kind of a little bit closer to the set of data. So if we said that there was an outlier, we could say that this 412, so somebody babysat for 4 hours and they earned $12. Now, I know that's probably pretty unheard of these days, but back in my day, that would have been pretty good money. All right, so then letter C, based on the number on the line of best fit, determine how much you would expect to earn after 4 hours. So again, you're just going to come and you're going to take your line and draw it coming up. So notice, it's even worse here, isn't it? So somebody that babysat for 4 hours, you would expect that they make $7. That's not very good, is it? All right, so question number 3. It says a company studied the years and each point represents the store's sales. So notice, as the number of years are increasing, do we notice any relationship in the number of computers that have been sold? All right, well, I don't really see any positive relationship. I really don't see any negative relationship. But let's see what it says here. It says over time, fewer computers were sold. Well, no, I really can't see a negative relationship there, so I would have to say no to that one. Letter B, it said one store sold fewer computers each year than the previous year. Well, I really can't tell that either, so no. Letter C says more computers were sold in year 1. So here's the ones in year 1 than they were in year 4. Well, no, I mean, we've got some stores that were selling, like 8,000 of them and so forth. So I couldn't say that would be a good relationship there either. So letter D says the number of computers sold over time did not change consistently. And I would have to go with that one because looking at this piece of data, it really doesn't show a positive or a negative correlation. And so the number of years and the amount of computers that were sold did not reflect any change or any consistent change, I should say. So number 5, the scatter plot shows the distance walked and the amount of money earned by 9 math club members for a fundraiser. So the first thing we want to do is let's go ahead and take a look and identify our line of best fit. So remember, when you're doing that, you're going to try to get as many points on the line and then about an equal amount above the line and below the line. So now letter A, it says, what is the correlation between the distance walked and the amount earned? Well, notice that it is going up in a positive direction, meaning that the further they walked, the more amount or more dollars that were earned. And then letter B says, using the line of best fit, how much money would a math club member earn by walking 5 miles? Well, let's see here. Let's go ahead and go to the 5-mile mark, which would probably be between this 4 and the 5. And so it appears that somebody that would walk about 5 miles would make somewhere between $15 and $20. So let's say $17. And then letter C says, based on the line of best fit, determine how far you would have walked to earn $30. So again, then we're just going to find our $30 and then where it lines up, and it appears that we would have walked 10 miles. So in this lesson, we took a look at scatter plots and how we were able to make some predictions based on the data that was shown.